A very good afternoon to all our respected dignitaries, faculty members, and students. I, Dr. Parijat Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor at Amity School of Languages, on behalf of Amity University, Haryana, would like to take the opportunity to welcome each one of you to our mobility in India, the metro experience, emerging trends, and opportunities. Shubho Karoti Kalyanam, Arogyam Dhansampalam, Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya, Deepajyoti Namastute. Deepajyoti Parabrahma, Deepajyoti Janardhana, Deepavya Haratu Papam, Deepajyoti Namastute. Prayer is an invocation of the heart, a calling forth of divine energies to be manifested in one's life. Time spent in prayer refreshes, renews, and strengthens our body and soul. As is the customary practice at Amity University of offering prayers to Ma Saraswati on all auspicious occasions, let us begin this lecture with the lamp lighting ceremony. May I invite Dr. Supriya Sanju to sing the Saraswati Vandana.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Mahabhage Vidye Kamalalochane Vishwarupe Vishalakshi Vidyang Dehi Namostute Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadam Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Om.
Thank you, Dr. Supriya. Now, our request our respected dignitaries to felicitate our respected guest. I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to felicitate our respected guest. May I now invite Dr. Sanjana Vij, Program Director, Academic Staff College and Head Center of Excellence Innovation in Education to give the opening address.
Thank you, Dr. Parijat. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais, dear colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. I, on behalf of Academic Staff College, Amity University, Haryana, I am pleased to welcome you all for today's exciting lecture on the topic, The Future of Mobility in India, the Metro Experience, Emerging Trends and Opportunity by our eminent guest, Dr. Mangu Singh, former Managing Director, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. So we are truly happy to have you today with us. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We are very happy to have with us our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P.P. Sharma, who is a visionary educationist, who always boost and inspire faculty members and students to think creative, to think out of box, and to make the new India of their dreams. The India, land of happiness, prosperity, peace, truthfulness, and harmony. We are very happy to have with us our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vikas Madhukar, who is a great academician and who always remain positive, supportive, and helpful in all academic endeavors. We are very happy to have with us Dr. H.R.P. Yadav, Professor and Head, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, for his kind support to conduct this program. And we are very happy to have with us our HR Director, Rear Admiral K.K. Pandey, to be with us on this platform. We are very happy to have with us enthusiastic participants, including Dean, Directors, HODs, from different departments. Students are from different departments, sir. We have students from liberal arts, we have students from engineering background, physics background, nanotechnology, biotechnology, business studies, mass communication. So we have some multidisciplinary participants from all domains. We are very happy to share that Amity University, Haryana, Gurugram has been chosen by G20 India Presidency Secretariat to be the part of G20 University Connect program. Out of 1,100 universities, they have selected 75 few universities to organize these programs. And we are so proud. Amity University, Haryana is so proud to be part of these programs. We are also very happy that the crux, before I go ahead, I would like to tell you the crux of this G20 India presidency. This lies in the Vasudev Kutum. The theme Vasudev Kutum, which means one earth, one family, and one future, and which is derived from derived from Sanskrit text of Maha Upanishad. And this theme promises all values of life: animal, human, planet, microorganism, and their interconnectedness on this planet, Earth, and wide universe. We also wanted to share with you that Amity University, Haryana also represented on 1st December 2022 at Sushma Swaraj Bhavan for the first program of G20 presidency that was on engaging young minds. The topic was on engaging young minds. And Amity University, Haryana, around 50 students and few faculty members, along with Honorable Vice Chancellor, we have represented there, and which was a great experience for all of us. We at Amity University, Haryana have planned today's topic, which is so important and so relevant for each one of us. As we all know that the mobility landscape in India is changing very fast, and the mobility is the key to achieve the vision of sustainable cities. The sustainable cities or the future of smart cities definitely lies in the integration of mobility, efficient energy, along with electrical vehicles, along with integration of infrastructure. But this is also true that the future of mobility is not only limited to electrical vehicles or use of public transport. It is not limited to only these two parameters, but much more than this, which we would definitely like to listen from our today's eminent personality, Dr. Mangu Singh ji. A very warm welcome to you once again, dear participants, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Vich. Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar is currently the Pro Vice Chancellor at Amity University, Gurugram, Dean Faculty of Management Studies, Director, Amity Business School, and also heading the Amity Innovation Incubation, which is supported by Ministry of Education, Electronics and Information Technology under Mighty Tide 2.0. Professor Madhukar specializes in finance and strategy and holds his doctorate in international finance from Kurukshetra University. He is also the managing editor of Amity Management Analyst, the prestigious biannual refereed journal of Amity Business School, and is heading the Center for Financial Analytics. Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar has a rich and varied experience of more than 22 years in teaching, training, research, consultancy, and administration. A guide and a mentor, he leads with a collaborative approach and possesses excellent multitasking skills. May I now invite Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar to address the gathering.
Thank you so much. Our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma, who is a man of profound wisdom, our energetic Director HR, Rear Admiral K.K. Pandey, Professor Dr. H.R.P. Yadav, who is Head of the Department at Civil Engineering and Amity School of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Sanjana Vij, the Program Director of Amity Academic Staff College, and also the coordinator of this particular session. Our eminent guest of the day, Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, Head of the institutions, faculty members, and my dear students. A very good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Amity University, Haryana, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma, I am truly delighted to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Mangu Singh Ji to Amity University, Gurgaon. Give a big round of applause to Dr. Mangu Singh Ji. Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, whose life story is a great motivation for the youth of the country. I was going through his profile. Dr. Mangu Singh Ji has associated with Delhi Metro project since its inception, I think in year 1997 or so. And he played a very crucial role in planning and executing the Delhi Metro project. The present state of metro, what we see in Delhi NCR, it has impressive 12 lines, which is spanning 391 kilometers of network, which has 286 stations. So you can imagine the kind of network which has been created by Delhi Metro in Delhi NCR. And truly speaking, it has completely changed the face of the city. It is because of metro only that it is possible for one to work in Delhi and live in another corner of the city. It is only because of this rapid connectivity provided by metro that one can commute safely with lot of convenience and without any disruption, keeping in mind the vast amount of congestion and traffic what we face otherwise on the road. And as Dr. Sanjana Vij has rightly pointed out, that when we are talking about the smart cities of tomorrow, it is the mobility which is going to be the lifeblood of smart cities of tomorrow. In my opinion, when I read this word mobility, I simply says that mobility is a business of transporting people and goods from one place to another place with greater ease, convenience, safety, and of course, keeping in mind the cost and environment. And if you look at the complete ecosystem of mobility, you will find different kind of segment. You'll find the different kind of mode of transport, whether it is road, it is rail, it is through air, it is through water, it is the complete infrastructure which supports the mobility. It is the public transport system versus private transport system. And it has a great importance, particularly when we're talking about increased urbanization. Because urbanization has put a lot of pressure on the cities in terms of resources. And we commonly see in our day-to-day life the kind of traffic, the kind of congestion we face while we commute from one place to another place. So while we are addressing to problem of mobility, particularly related to urban city, this rapid public transport system has played a tremendous role, as it has been witnessed by the success of Delhi Metro, which has, I think, roughly a ridership of 3 to 4 lakh per day, and which is able to eliminate lakhs of vehicles from the road. And you better understand, any day when you hear that due to any reason, if there is some disruption in the problem of metro, either you are forced to take leave from your workplace because you cannot commute, or you are bound to get delayed while reaching to your destination. So I believe that the metro has really made the life of every citizen of Delhi NCR very easy. It has completely changed the life, and one can now really cannot imagine the day-to-day transportation, the day-to-day commutation without a metro. Right, with this, I would like to again extend a very warm welcome to our guest of the day, Dr. Mangu Singh Ji. Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, I would like to apprise you about our Amity University. Currently, our university, the academic canvas of our university is divided into 6 faculty domain. We have 17 institutions, and we are offering 108 programs. We have a student strength of 6,000, including 620 PhD students. And the testimony of the quality of education provided by Amity University, Gurgaon is clearly visible. The kind of ranking, the kind of accreditation we have achieved in the recent past. Our university has been accredited as an NAAC grade A, which is one of the highest rating given by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council. I'm proud to share that our university has been ranked at 32 globally in SDG 6 and at 63 in SDG 7. So this has been ranked by the very prestigious international ranking agency, the Times Higher Education. We have been also awarded among the top private university by Atal Ranking Innovation of Institution. We have been ranked among top university by National Ranking Institution Framework, NIRF, by Ministry of HRD. Our Law Institute has been ranked among top 30 in the country, and our Management Institute has been ranked among top 10 private business schools of the country. So with these few words, I'm looking forward that this session is going to provide you a real insight on the topic, which is the future of mobility in India. As I was talking about mobility, mobility has so many parameters. As I was explaining the ecosystem of mobility, Primarily, we are talking about the complete automobile industry itself, and we're talking about mobility. That is why Dr. Sanjana had mentioned about the electronic vehicles, the future of automobile sector, how it is going to be changed. It is related with your public transportation system. And of course, it is also related with the creating the kind of related infrastructure and integrating the various technology with the domain of mobility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Without waiting for invitation and introduction of the Vice Chancellor, I thought Metro is run in time and therefore I need to economize on the overall time. Ladies and gentlemen, what a great privilege and honor it is to have no one less than Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, the former Managing Director of Delhi Metro, present here with us this afternoon at Emerging-22, Haryana, to deliver the very first G20 Sensitization lecture at our university. Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, we value your coming to our university highly. We know how busy a person like you are, and you have spent your valuable time with us this afternoon. We are so proud of you. We are grateful to you and pray that people like you and many others who are making Mother India proud continue to make a bigger meaning of G20 University Connect, for which, of course, we are gathered here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also delighted to inform you that no one less than our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Sofke Chauhan Ji, is watching this program online from AKC House, and he has conveyed to you his warm greetings. And I'm very pleased to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Mangu Singh Ji on behalf of our Founder President, Dr. Sofke Chauhan Ji, and on behalf of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Shiv Chauhan Ji. Dr. Mangu Singh Ji, I also wish to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of all my deans and head of the institutions and my very dear members of the faculty and my very dear students who have gathered here in great number for this very first G20 Sensitization lecture put together by Dr. Sanjana Bij, who is coordinating G20 University Connect from our university. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mangu Singh is not new to Amity University. Honorable Founder President knows it that Dr. Mangu Singh is part of Amity family. We were truly honored in honoring Dr. Mangu Singh Ji with the honorary degree of Doctor of Science during the convocation at Amity University, Noida. I was personally present to witness that August movement, sir. We take great pleasure and we are so delighted to have you this afternoon. Young friend, G20 presidency for India coming together in a year like 2022 extending to 2023 is an important milestone for a country like ours. Today, we all are much more excited, highly enthusiastic, deeply committed, and ambitious to create India of our dream. And this India of our dream has to be the one where peace, harmony, prosperity, happiness, and good health for one and all becomes a reality in our own country. We also want to create India of our dream, which will be self-reliant in energy sector. It will have sufficient good quality water for our need. So surely we will remain assuring high level of food security for our people, but we also want to ensure that on the front of science and technology, India leads the world now that we all are trying to redefine the meaning and purpose of science and its relationship to the development that we wish to pursue. Our Honorable Prime Minister, while inaugurating the G20 presidency, has very clearly said that the agenda today for the 20 great countries which have been put together under G20 agenda is very important and very different than the agenda which we had in the past. Today, it's important for us not only to cause growth, but ensure that growth happens with speed and ease. So we are here for rapid track growth, and we want to ensure that this growth is also without tears, because this growth must be now committed to be inclusive as well as sustainable. And therefore, sustainability and interest of one and all becomes most important while cruising on the pathway of growth and development for nations around the world. India is committed to make a much bigger meaning of G20 presidency during this year. The slogan given for G20 is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, It is in our DNA in India. We are born with the concept and clear understanding that the world is one family. However, COVID-19 has put together the whole world to realize that we are one family, we are one world, we are one planet, and we share a common future as well as common problems. And therefore, coming together of 20 great countries under the banner G20 is an important agenda for India's G20 presidency. All these 20 great countries together, they account for nothing less than 85% of the global GDP. So you are part of a group where 85% of the total GDP of the world is taken care of by this great group G20. 75% of international trade is also catered by G20 group. And we should be also happy that 2/3 population of the globe is also there in G20 countries. Therefore, if we are able to succeed in putting together the agenda of one world, one family, and cause growth with speed and ease, achieve the target of inclusive and sustainable development, then we would have made the Mother India proud, but also the whole world proud. God Almighty will bless us from heavens because we would have achieved then prosperity and happiness, not only for our people here, but for the people around the world. In Amity University, under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Founder President, Dr. Sokti Chauhan, and inspirational leadership of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Mangu Singh ji, we are deeply committed to ensure that we are not only here to offer quality education, but ensure that the meaning and purpose of education is deeply understood in terms of making our profound contribution to creation of India of our dream. And that is why education with human values, education with sustainability being echoed in all corners of our university is a mantra in Amity University. I'm also very happy to say, as has been informed by the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vikas Madhukar, that in Amity University, Haryana, we achieved a rare distinction of being ranked at number 32 in terms of clean energy and number 63 around the world in clean water. This is not a mean achievement when 1,500 universities of the world are compared together from 119 countries of the world, and that too by no one less than Times Higher Education Impact Ranking, which is one of the most reliable ranking you have for assessing the competence of the global universities. We achieved this distinction because our focus here in our Amity University campuses is on sustainability. We reprocess the entire wastewater which we produce in our university. We reprocess it, reutilize it. Even the house of the Vice Chancellor receives the treated wastewater for flushing. And we that way save millions of gallons of fresh water that would have otherwise been necessary for our human needs. We are also utilizing our treated wastewater for a variety of needs in our university campus. That's why the campus is so green, despite the fact that we are at the doorstep of the interface of Rajasthan and Haryana here at Amity University, Pachgaon. We have created the entire greenery in our campus on the strength of our capability of reprocessing and reutilizing and reusing the wastewater that we have. And this is not only here. Go to any Amity University, you will find that the commitment to sustainability is of very high order. Ladies and gentlemen, for opening the G20 Sensitization lecture, Dr. Sanjana Page, as well as my Rear Admiral Pandaji, in consultation with my very dear friend, Dr. H.R.P. Yadav, focused our attention to open up this dialogue with our students community on a topic so important, such as the future of mobility. We all want to travel in good quality cars. We want to travel in high quality aeroplanes. Many of us want to see the world when the air quality is good. Surely metro and rapid transport and public transport offers a great solution in that regard. I remember the days when I was principal of Delhi College of Engineering in 1990. At that time, Delhi Metro project was being talked about. We were all worried and concerned. How could Delhi have a Delhi Metro where you will be digging through the entire Delhi, making tunnels, even going underground at Chandni Chowk and also at Kashmiri Gate, where Delhi College of Engineering was. People were saying it cannot be possible. But impossible made possible is what you call Delhi Metro. And you must give the credit for making this impossible possible to the engineers, to the leaders of Delhi Metro who made it possible. The whole world is today proud of Delhi Metro, I can assure you, because they have achieved a mere miracle they have performed, digging Delhi so well and paving the way for new infrastructure development on the strength of world quality project management systems and construction technologies of the kind they have utilized. Dr. Mangu Singh ji, I am witness to this development myself, and I feel so proud that Delhi Metro has brought tremendous amount of mobility. The younger generation sitting here is very different than the Vice Chancellor. Vice Chancellor travels in a car, but I know many of you enjoy traveling by Delhi Metro because this is the cleanest, this is the safest, and this is the fastest way of going from one place to another. This is what the younger generation really want. We want to ensure that the future of mobility is about assuring minimum penalty to the environment. The future of mobility is to move fast without causing this penalty on the environment. The future of mobility has to be in respect of the safest and fastest means of transportation that we can provide to our people. I was amazed when I visited Switzerland. I was surprised to see that even in a country, even in a city like Zurich, they are still operating trams, and public transport is so much popular there that everybody enjoys going in the public transport. I go in my tears when I see in Delhi the beautiful air-conditioned public transport buses going empty, and people are driving on the roads of Delhi, large number of cars. Last year, India sold 4.2 million new vehicles in our country, and we sold almost the top position in the world in respect of selling the car, without realizing that we have to shift more and more toward public transport that would be safe, that would be rapid, that would be fast, and also will create the least possible penalty on environment. To know more about what would be the future of mobility, we have invited Dr. Mangu Singh ji to be with us here with us. Apart from growth and development, it's very important for us to talk about peace and harmony, purity of actions that we need to cause, and also we need to talk about the ease of doing business and also good governance that would be part of the G20 agenda as we go by. And in this, to achieve all this, we need to now begin to echo in every corner of our university campus development, not only just sustainable development, but green development. Let the concept of green come everywhere. It should be green mobility, green development, green communication technology, green energy technology, green environmental technology, and that's the way to go about causing, in fact, a great revolution around the world. We look towards you with great hopes, as well as get a understanding what the promise is there for the future of mobility for a country like India here and for that region, countries abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Honorable Founder President, who himself is watching this program, as well as our Honorable Chancellor, may I take this opportunity to extend to you once again a very warm welcome, especially to the younger generation who has volunteered to attend this lecture of Dr. Mangu Singh ji. Dr. Mangu Singh ji, we are grateful to you for the time you are sparing, and thank you, Dr. Sanjana, for putting together no one less than the former Managing Director of Delhi Metro. I was really worried when Engineer Sridharanji was retiring as the chairman of the Managing Director of Delhi Metro. Who will take over? But then Dr. Mangu Singh ji took over from Sridharanji, and he made us feel proud that he could achieve not just what was planned, but better than what was planned, and it executed with precision, without even a fault, without any mishap. Let's be very proud of Delhi Metro and pray for long life of Dr. Mangu Singh ji and his colleagues in Delhi Metro who are making Mother India so proud of the mobility which they have assured for us and to the coming generation. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome once again to Dr. Mangu Singh ji for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you so much for the opening remarks, sir. Our guest, Dr. Mangu Singh, was the former Managing Director of Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. He joined Delhi Metro Rail Corporation at its inception in November 1997 in the capacity of Chief Engineer, Chief Project Manager, and moved upwards to being the Executive Director and then the Director. He has been instrumental in the construction of the metro network in Delhi at a record pace. Dr. Singh also assisted other state governments in developing metro systems in cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, East West Line, Lucknow, Jaipur, Kochi, Ahmedabad, etc. Dr. Singh has also headed the Clean Development Mechanism projects of Delhi Metro, the first successful projects in rail transportation system in the world. Dr. Singh was the recipient of Railway Week Award in the year 1996 for his contribution in completing the Kolkata Metro Rail project, Distinguished Alumni Award, IIT Roorkee in 2016, Distinguished Alumnus Award, National Academy of Indian Railway Vadodara in 2020, and Engineer of the Year Award 2012 by IEI. He is a member of Fellow Institution of Engineers and National Academy of Engineering. He also has been awarded the Green Champion by Indian Green Building Council. Dr. Mangu Singh has published and presented many technical papers in national and international journals and conferences. Dr. Singh is also the founder president of the Tunneling Association of India and a member of Policy Board of International Association of Public Transport. May I now have the pleasure of inviting Dr. Mangu Singh to address the gathering.
Just request all the students, please pen down your questions. Once the address is over, then we would like to take the question answer session. Thank you.
Let me make a point very clear to all of you. I'm not a professional lecturer, so don't expect much from me. I put some slides together because the topic given to me was very heavy. Otherwise, normally I prefer to speak extempore and speak from my heart and speak of what I have seen, what I have experienced. I congratulate all of you present here for the performance of the university, the ranking of the university. Just now I heard, and I had no doubt about that because of the leadership of Professor Sharma. It was bound to happen. I also am very happy to be with you for this lecture on G20 sensitization series. And for that also, I congratulate all of you because your university has been chosen. It's a very prestigious thing for the university. I also want to inform you that Professor Sharma mentioned that I am the alumnus of MET. I was awarded PhD by the MET Noida. It's not only that. That day, actually, my 3 generations were associated with MET. My youngest daughter was studying LLB, 5 years course LLB in MET Noida, and my granddaughter was studying in MET Push Vihar School Primary. So 3 generations were at one time. That is why I always feel very happy and pleased whenever I am in MET campus or any MET program. And I'm told Dr. Chauhan, Dr. Ashok Chauhan is also watching this program. I'm thankful to him also. This topic, this issue of mobility is concerns to everybody. And therefore, when we see the diverse people from the diverse area present here, I hope the information here in this my today's talk will be helpful to all of you. And now straightway go for. Now, all of you must have noticed and realized all our cities, whether it is big cities like Delhi or even 2-tier cities, smaller cities, Jaipur, Meerut, or a smaller city. There is one thing is quite common. Average road speed is in single digit and during peak hours. If you see Pune, Mumbai, or even in smaller cities. So are we not back to the bullock cart stage? Yes, it's true. It took me today to travel just about 45 kilometers. It took me more than 2 hours to reach this place. And I'm sorry, because of me, the program was slightly delayed. I really wanted to start this within dot time, but they insisted that I must take some lunch. So this is the state of affairs, high level of pollution in all the cities, and huge wastage of manpower, man hours in traveling. Number of road accidents, mainly two-wheelers. And then, have you ever wondered why this state of affairs, why it is so? I have tried to analyze this. You people may not be aware, but please ask from your parents, if possible from grandparents. For first 5 decades after independence, in country, nobody talked about urbanization. Nobody talked about cities. Today you have smart cities, urban renewal missions and all that. Early in 50s, 60s and 70s, no politicians, no policymakers, nobody used to talk of cities. We were taught, you may ask your parents or grandparents, we used to taught in the schools. India lives in villages. Bharat Krishi Pradhan Desh hai. These were the things were being taught. And urbanization was being considered as something which is bad for the country. Neglecting the fact actually is that urbanization and development go side by side. You see all the developed countries, urbanization is up to the level of 90%, 95% and 100%. So there is a 100% correlation between urbanization and development. On the other hand, we simply not only neglected, we simply avoided. We thought the policies were made how to avoid the migration of people from villages to cities. So this was the attempt, this was the scenario. But the reality was different. Urbanization was a natural process, and people for the better life in the cities, they were migrating from villages to cities. So the result was cities were getting developed, expanded without any planning, without any thinking, without any proper arrangement, proper futuristic planning of the cities. Coupled with that, our policies, this was as far as the urbanization is concerned. The second part was the availability of the motorized vehicle. I like to give you an example. In the 80s or so, I decided to purchase a motorized vehicle. Can you imagine what? At that time, a government servant could have only imagined to purchase a two-wheeler. When we talk of motorized vehicle, so I decided to purchase a scooter. A scooter, and you know what was the system at that time? You book a scooter today, give some deposit, and you will get delivery after. Can you imagine? Can you guess? After I booked it in 82, and when I got the delivery of the scooter, can anybody guess? Just 82 में मैंने स्कूटर बुक किया था, मुझे कब डिलीवरी मिली स्कूटर? Can anybody guess? 87. You people will not believe. So that was the scenario in the country when there were no availability of vehicles. There was no thinking of planning the cities. And therefore, nobody thought to plan the wide roads in the city. Nobody thought to plan for the parking. Sorry.
It's okay.
So, so this was the scenario, and this has result has now we have seen very narrow roads, very narrow streets, no place for parking, narrow. And on the other hand, what happened to vehicles? As I mentioned, it used to take 5 years to get a two-wheeler. But today, if you want, you try to search on Google. If you try to compare two vehicles, the intelligence system will find out that you are trying to purchase a vehicle. You are searching a vehicle. And by evening, you will get some SMSs and some calls that you are interested to purchase a vehicle. And you will say, no, sorry, I don't have money. Don't bother. We'll give you the financing also. So there are 10 vehicles available to you on your call. And also 10 financiers are available to you. So today's scenario is that the availability of vehicles and also the prestige attached with the vehicle. Going by the, so what actually happened? We were not prepared at all. Cities were developed. We did not prepare for public transport system because we never thought that there will be so many people in the city. There will be so many cars in the city. So this scenario is what you see today. And the first realization was actually Delhi Metro. For 50 years, nobody thought. This slide you will appreciate after 2-3 slides when I go further. The annual economic loss due to lack of sustainable public transport system in cities. I'm not talking the entire country. I still need some water. So, a study has been conducted that 8 cities with more than 50 lakh population, because of non-availability of sustainable public transport system, the annual loss on account of time lost in traveling, fuel cost, because we mostly depend on the imported fossil fuel, and also cost because of pollution, health, safety, all put together. If you translate in terms of economics, 94,601 crore per year in these 8 cities. And when you total all the 53 cities of more than 10 lakhs, this comes to 1,42,000 crore per year. This slide only shows the problem we are facing today. You will appreciate an earlier slide on this. This, I think all of you know, global warming, how we are facing. But the important is the second bullet. The transport accounts for 23% of the energy-related CO2 emission. And therefore, this is one of the biggest contributor to the global warming. Now, what is the global aim, international? You see, this was decided at the United Nations Framework on Climate Change Convention that reduce the carbon emission to reach net carbon neutrality by 2050 and reduce the global temperature by 2% by year 2100. This is internationally, the countries, they sat together and they decided. What is our commitment, India's commitment? And that is how this G20 becomes relevant today. Government committed towards reduction of greenhouse gas emission, and India has pledged that to reduce emission intensity by 35% of 2005 level by 2030. This is one of the very objective goal we have decided, government has decided. Now, specific action has been placed because I mentioned 23-24% comes from the transport sector. So metro rail system creating metro cities for 21st century world. And therefore, this can be a solution. This can be an answer. The next right side slide shows you the impact of various modes of transport. And then the lowest last, you see the metro and the comparison of energy consumption per passenger kilometer is there down below. So if a passenger in metro consumes 1 unit to travel 1 kilometer, and if he travel by a diesel car, it will be 22. So it will be 22 times. So you can appreciate now more and more use of petrol car, buses, two-wheeler creating the transport more unsustainable, and we are then creating that economic loss every year. Now, as I mentioned to you, this realization came for Delhi Metro. As I told you, for first 4 to 5 decades, nobody thought of urban. But by then, we started realizing that this is an inevitable. Urbanization has to be recognized, has to be taken care. And therefore, the first realization was Delhi Metro. They thought something is required to be done for Delhi, at least to start with. So an organization like Delhi Metro Rail Corporation was set up with a 50-50 joint venture between union and state government. This has got a great advantage actually. Typical government organization functioning is difficult, not very efficient, mainly because of the rules, regulations, and like that. If I give you an example, Calcutta Metro was constructed under Ministry of Railway as a extended arm of Indian Railway. That is the departmental this thing. So a 16-kilometer line took 25 years to complete. And I was also part of that. So thing is, something different was required to be done. So we went for an arrangement, it's a 50-50. The advantage is that this is neither a central PSU nor a state PSU. So neither central government PSU rule will be applicable, nor the state government rule will be applicable. So this gave a lot of flexibility in decision making, and therefore, and this organization really worked like a truly board-run organization. And about 400 kilometers was contemplated by 2021, and which we have already done. 391 is already done. Phase 1 was 65 kilometers. These figures are required to be noted. And was done in 2005, 97 to 2005, about 7 years time. Phase 2 is 124, is almost double of 65, and done in almost half the time, in almost 4 years time. Now please note, phase 3, 160 plus not greater not another 30, 190. So this was phase 1 plus phase 2 put together was phase 3. And this was also done almost 6 years time. And we became the fastest growing network anywhere in the world. A similar size of metro, New York, London, they took more than 100 years to reach to that level. Another phase 4, 3 corridors are under construction. I'll not go into. Now, the principles adopted, all these are coming again from the same concept of sustainability, least inconvenience to the public, speedy construction. As I mentioned, I was in Calcutta Metro, and that lot of lessons were learned from there. And one was, you can't put the public to inconvenience for long. Whole Calcutta was put to inconvenience for almost 25 years. And therefore, that was the first learning. We decided in Delhi, we'll have speedy construction so that the inconvenience is minimized. And then system we select shall be energy efficient, because subsequently I will come, the level of energy consumption, it is so huge and therefore have impact on sustainability. proven technology with high standard of availability. As just now, Professor Madhukar mentioned that the day you have a disruption, it becomes difficult to travel. And therefore, this type of system has to be very highly reliable and availability of the system. As I mentioned, a least occupation of public space, because this is again a paradox. The metro is required to be constructed in an area which is highly congested. You don't have any space to travel or to drive car, but there you have to bring your equipment to construct, bring the construction material, dig out the area, take out the earth, excavated earth, and dump it out. So it really becomes very difficult. The technology we adopted, mostly, Professor Sharma were mentioning how people were wondering how tunneling can be done in Chowdi Bazar and Kashmiri Gate area. The same questions we also had at that time. We hired international experts, and to your information, I do not know how many of you know Chowdi Bazar. The first reaction of international consultants were that avoid, skip Chowdi Bazar. Chowdi Bazar station cannot be constructed because there is no space even for walking. How will you bring the machines and equipment to construct the station? But then we decided that that is the area where metro requirement is most. You do not have any other means to go there, and therefore we need metro. And we resolved for that, and we constructed a very unique metro station there. Those who have not visited, I'll request, go there and get down at Chowdi Bazar station and come out of the station also. You will find 18th century outside and 21st century down below. It's a really engineering marvel. You must go and see. So we adopted a technology which does not affect the life at surface. You keep on doing work below. This is schematic. The typical impression of tunneling, people have that tunneling means a lot of dust, lot of muck and all that. But the technology we adopted here was that the moment you move forward, the machines, what you see here is almost a factory. That behind this machine you will have completely finished tunnel. The machine will start the excavation in the front, putting the lining, grouting, everything. So by the time you come to end, the tunnel is complete. This is the type of tunnel you get behind the machine. Technology precast for the elevated, again, you can't occupy the space, you can't occupy the road. So we did work in such a way that below on road, you allow the traffic to continue, but on top, you build the viaduct and complete the works. Again, kept the requirement and convenience of the public in mind. We never allowed the traffic to slow down. We never allowed to accidents happen on our work site. We did not allow the dark spots on our work sites. Area was so barricaded, and this had many advantage of contractor, ensuring that the contractor is disciplined, he is confined to the area allocated to him. Silent generator, we introduced almost 25 years back, which is today's thing which is very common. Many of the technology, many of the system we adopted were ultimately decided to be followed by the Ministry of Environment and Forest and issued number of guidelines to all the construction agencies. One of the biggest problem on our roads, and today we see the pollution in the city. And we attribute many reasons. Sometimes we call parali, sometimes we say truck coming to the cities. But to me, I believe the biggest contributor to the pollution in the city is the dust not coming from outside, just getting picked from the road. So on the road, when you have dust particles and when vehicle moves, the tires, the mechanical energy of the tires throws the dust in the atmosphere, and that causes the biggest problem. And from where the dust comes, the tires which are the vehicles parked on the Kacha area or coming from Kacha area, they are coming to the road. These leaves the muck on the road, and when vehicles pass over that, it becomes very powdery thing, and then this moves up. For your information, number of cities in the world when they have dust control measures, this is one of the dust control measures. If you go to Singapore and you bring your car onto the road, and if car makes an impression on the road, you are fined. Such measures are there. So what we decided that we will not allow. Typically what happens at the construction site, the truck comes inside, and when it goes, the tire is full of muck. And when it comes onto the road, it causes this problem. So we ensured that truck coming out from our work site, the underframe and the tires are washed with this type of arrangement. This really helped in our construction activity. So this is the network today. You see, 349 kilometers of Delhi plus around 30 kilometers of Noida, Greater Noida, together around 390 kilometers. Now rapid metro is also being done by us, Gurgaon rapid metro. So this is also part of our network. So with this network, today 285 stations, 390 kilometers, carrying about 5.7 million passengers every day. Let me correct Professor Madhukar, he had impression of 4 lakhs passenger every day. This is 57 lakh passenger every day. You can't imagine Delhi moving people without metro. 5,100 train trips every day with more than 2,200 coaches. Frequency is 2 minutes, 28 seconds during peak hours. And we really constructed our system 100% barrier free for physically challenged. Ours is the only metro in the world where all these stations are accessible to physically challenged people. Train runs from 6 to 11 p.m. When we say 6 means it's available from all stations at 6 o'clock. Starting, it may be around 5 or 5:10 or like that. Similarly, the last station trains will be available maybe by 12 or 12:10. And the important is punctuality is measured with least count of 59 seconds. And with this, we run trains at 99.9%. This 59 international standard is 2 minutes. If the train reaches destination later than 2 minutes of the scheduled time, the train is considered as late. But we decided to have this defined as 59 seconds, so that we can say that we run trains to the punctuality of seconds. And with this, such a high level of punctuality, we maintain. Fare is very, very reasonable. We are the only one of the few metros in the world which are making operation profit with this very low level of tariff. Now, DMRC mitigating climate change. Now I'm coming to, we have constructed a network. We are also operating now. Now, what is the impact of that on the climate change and how we are mitigating that? So I think this is a very interesting subject, and I request all of you to really search on internet what is clean development mechanism. And Delhi Metro was the first metro anywhere in the world to have been certified as clean development mechanism. This certification is given by UNFCCC, and our first project was regenerative braking system. How we decided to have trains which are really very highly energy efficient. You will appreciate, you are mostly technical people, that biggest problem of energy as far as vehicles are concerned, that while you brake, you apply brakes, the mechanical energy goes waste. It goes into the either heat or it goes waste. So what we decided to go, that our coaches will act as generator. So we don't put the mechanical brake. It's actually electromechanical brakes are applied, and the same motors which are actually driving that coach acts as generator and generates the electricity while braking is there. So we are utilizing the energy, the mechanical energy to convert back to electricity. And this particular project was recognized by UNFCCC, and we were given a certificate of clean development. The second project was model shift project. This again a very interesting phenomena. Again, we were the first to get this. We said that since we are carrying so many people with metro, which is very energy efficient, as I had shown you in the second or third slide, where the energy consumed by a passenger while traveling by metro is almost 1/22 as compared to the buses. So we said, when we are traveling, we are carrying so many people, and therefore we are reducing the emission, CO2 emission to that extent. If metro was not there, these people would have been traveling by other means and would have been causing emission. So this was also agreed again for the first time, and we got carbon credit for that. We then approached that in our country there are a number of projects are coming. So हमको उन सब का दादा बना दिया. So this PO is called actually program of activities, where we are authorized to coordinate with other metros, and they are not supposed to go to that rigorous process of this certification. Actually is a very rigorous process by UNFCCC. So they have then authorized us that everybody is not required to go to that rigorous process, and you can take them on board with you. You have X plus delta X, and then you get that benefit and pass on that benefit to the others. So this also we got it. As I mentioned, because of Delhi Metro, vehicle contribute to 41% of total 2.5 pollution load of Delhi. Some research has been done. These are the breakup, and another estimate how the metro is reducing the pollutants and the to the atmosphere. These are quantified figures because of the traffic level in 2018. So these are the figures. We are therefore fully sustainable system. What we decided actually, that all the phase 3 structure, I mentioned about 190 kilometers, will have highest green standards as mandated by IGBC. I will subsequently come to that standards. All those things: compensated tree plantation, recharging of groundwater, use of fly ash, LED lighting, recycling of groundwater. We did all those things because these are required for the rating purpose. Now, I'll tell you the level of power consumption we have. We consume almost 1100 million units per year. This is such huge energy consumption, and therefore efficiency to this is very crucial. The energy cost is almost 30% of our total operation cost. The staff salary and all other 30% is contributed by this. 65% of daytime energy requirement is from the renewable sources. We are one of the greenest metro anywhere in the world, but we have decided to go for rooftop solar power. All our buildings, wherever it is possible to provide rooftop solar power, we have gone there. Our stations, depot. We then made an arrangement with the off-site solar power plant in Madhya Pradesh, and also waste to energy plant. Our vision is to have 100% renewable energy. This we again have gone for a very innovative type of arrangement of providing rooftop. What we realized, we found that most of the government building, the rooftop solar power system was not successful. It was mainly because the rooftop solar power panels were provided and thereafter there was no maintenance of it. So we went for another different innovative model where we provided our roof to a private player and said, you install these roof panels, you generate solar power, we will purchase from you at pre-decided rate based on the bidding process. And this ensured that he will certainly keep it maintained, continue to generate power so that he can get the payback of whatever investment he has made. So this has been very successful. We have been able to put around 48 megawatt. 48 megawatt we are producing on our building rooftop. We were told this is almost 1/3 of entire NCR rooftop generation. DMRC alone. And our target is to do it 50. Again, Riva solar power plant is ultra mega solar power plant in Riva, Madhya Pradesh. The success of which largely goes to DMRC, because DMRC entered into a power purchase agreement. With that, they had a reliable purchaser with them. Otherwise, the state distribution companies are notorious of not making the payment, and therefore they were not very reliable. So the private parties were not coming forward for the investment, mainly because of risk of not recovering their dues. So once we signed the power purchase agreement, there were a number of bidders and they were able to get a very, very competitive rate, 2.997 rupees per unit. And from there now we are withdrawing power, almost 99 megawatt we are taking from Riva. And as I mentioned, 48 we are producing ourselves. So more than 140 megawatt solar power we are using. I mentioned those CDM projects, the number of carbon credits. We have sold it in the market. The carbon credits are like share. You can trade in the market. And till now we have sold it to the extent of about 29 crores. This another interesting thing. If you want to get your building certified, whether how green it is, so there are green rating system, Graha and Indian Green Building Council. They have a system of rating a building depending on how efficient you have an energy system and like that. So when we approached IGBC that you rate our stations, they said we have a system for rating a residential building or a commercial building or industrial building. We don't have a system for rating a metro station. So we then joined with them and developed a rating system for metro stations. And then these become very popular, at least within the country. Hearing this, actually, the US Green Building Council, they came running. And then they said, we also want similar rating system to be developed, which could be used globally. We said, yes, we can join with you, we can develop a similar system. But we put a condition that wherever this certification will be done by USGBC, it will be done jointly by USGBC and DMRC, which they agreed. And finally, this lead certification rating system was launched in US also. So as I mentioned, all our phase 3 stations, substations, they are all platinum rated buildings. That is the highest rated buildings. The conservation of ecology. These are the figures of clearing tree and actually transplanting like that. These are some of the photographs of some interest. We covered we did innovative things like the covered roof had initially the panels were not available. We got it specifically designed. And in fact, we decided that we really had a serious problem of stations of phase 1 and phase 2. They were not designed to install these panels. So we had to do the retrofitting thing. But we then decided that all our future stations will be designed ready to receive the panels. So these are some of the photographs. You can see all everywhere. Even the stabling lines also we covered. This you can see this huge stabling line about 1 kilometer long. We covered with the solar power. So this again a similar study conducted how the benefit of Delhi Metro. This was done independently by Terry. Now, indigenization is another area where DMRC did, because that is another important aspect. How many of you believe that metro coaches are imported? Only very few. Huh? Huh? So for your information, I mean, most of you are right. The metro coaches are being manufactured in India. So 90% of coaches, what you see in Delhi Metro, they are manufactured in India. So we decided right in the beginning, today we are talking Make in India, indigenization, right in 1998 when we had first tender, we put this condition that whoever wins the contract. You can appreciate these coaches were not possible to be manufactured by the Indian manufacturers at that time because the technology was so high. So we put the condition that whoever wins the contract, he has to manufacture at least 75% coaches in India, either by setting up his own factory or tying up with somebody. So the result was that the phase 1, we had a factory near Bangalore. The BEML manufactured the coach for Hyundai Korea. In subsequent phase, the Bombardier, they won the contract and they decided to set up a factory in near Vadodara. So now, then subsequently, Alstom, another international contract, they won the contract, they set up a factory in Sri City in near Chennai. So today there are 4 manufacturing units which are manufacturing coaches not only for India, but coaches are being exported. Coaches manufactured in Baroda are being exported to New Zealand and Australia. So this is the state of indigenization we had. Today, we have only one area where we fully depend on international suppliers. That is the signaling and control system of trains. These are sort of a proprietary item. And every supplier, they subsequently blackmail you. Because if you have a system, say on line 2, we initially constructed line 2 from Viswanath to Central City. When we decided to extend it to Gurgaon, we had no option but to go to the same part, because the signaling system is a system which partly provided in the coach and partly on the ground, which reads each other, interact with each other, and how the trains then control and train run. And at that stage, when you want to have extension of a line or add any additional coaches, they simply blacken it. And this is a basically software-based system. You can't do much. You really can't go inside, and they don't give you any source code and like that. So we decided to have this signaling system developed at our own. So DMRC, jointly with BEML, we have taken up this project. And one component of signaling system, that is IATS, Indigenous Automotive Supervision System, train supervision system, which controls the timetable, the running of trains. This only last week, this has been launched on line 1. So this was developed by us, fully Indianized and operational. So it's a one big achievement. We are able to break this area. And we are very confident that in next 1.5 years, the balanced portion of signaling system, that is automatic train protection system, will be able to develop. We also had a system of drivers, for drivers training, a simulator, train simulator. And therefore, the typical system was that when you purchase the rolling stock, coaches, the supplier, you have a condition that supplier will supply you a simulator also. And that simulator is actually tailor-made to that type of coach. And by the end of phase 3, we realized that we have 3-4 types of simulator. We then talked with Bell and decided to develop a universal type of simulator, where any type of train, any type of terrain, any type of line, you can feed that line, data of the line, and go. Being developed now is in the final prototype testing. Another next level of condition monitoring of the assets. Our rolling stock is so critical, so safety critical. We cannot allow a coach to go online where there is even a small doubt about the safety. Even a small pin missing, you can't allow the coach to go on the line. So for that, we are developing a AI-based condition monitoring system where that when the moment train enters the depot, it will scan the whole thing and then analyze and tell what are the issues where you need attention to the coach. There are 2 new developments, Metro Light and Metro New. There are a number of cities, second category cities, where you don't need a very heavy metro, because the metro is very capital intensive. Underground metro costs anywhere around 500 to 700 crore per kilometer. Elevated lines cost around 250 to 300 crore per kilometer. So you just can't afford to have that system in smaller cities. So we have come up with 2 systems which are again a very efficient system, but lower capacity, not so much frill, not so huge metro stations. These are Metro Light. You can appreciate Metro Light means light metro. And also a new metro, which is actually nothing but a tired electric bus basically. But difference is that it is guided. It is not guided by the steering wheels. In order to have the high capacity, You can't depend on the driver. It has to be automatic running, guided completely. And for that, this metro new. DMRC as a consultant, as mentioned, we are not only for Delhi Metro, we have helped Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Kochi, Lucknow, and almost everywhere. We name any city in the country, not even a single inch of metro where we have not contributed. And personally, I have not. Jaipur Line 1, Kochi, Noida, and now Patna. It has been done by DMRC as if they are our own project and handed over to them. These are the cities in the country where metros are in different stages of either operating or under execution or in planning. This is a photograph showing Noida Metro, this Kochi Metro, which we have constructed, DMRC has done. Similarly, Jaipur also we have done. So thank you very much. I'll be happy to clarify. I know there may be a number of issues. It's very genuine question. All the civil works, viaducts, tunnels, they are designed for 120 years design. 120 years. All the system like rolling stock, they have typically 30 years life, 30 to 40 years life. But let me tell you, the technology is advancing so fast. You really don't have to wait 30, 40 years. You have to do mid-life improvements. Just to give you an example, our phase 1 rolling stock coaches and the energy efficiency of our latest, the energy consumed by the latest coaches is almost 60% of what we faced. So that is the level of development in the electronics and material science.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I am the Ghosh Shastra from BTech course. I have a few questions. So, the first question I would like to ask is that we know that layoffs are being put down. How is DMRC being affected by this, and how are the plans of DMRC and the advancement in this field being affected?
You mean the COVID you are talking?
Sir, the global recession.
People need to travel, they will keep on traveling. I don't think metro will have any effect of recession. I don't think.
Plans of DMRC that are being taken. That should be affected.
No, only thing probably will happen that people will travel with more comfort, probably with less crowding. That's all. Otherwise, though, whatever we have created, this will be fully utilized. We don't expect that anything will go waste or any. Correct.
Mobility is most essential part of our life.
Correct.
Put around is some of the. So, surely a good tool. We have achieved of that money. That's a speed and need between performing a local university like that. You know, whatever India is going tomorrow you will find that maybe will become considered abroad because
just to clarify a point, we are very much in demand outside the country in a big way. We have not gone deliberately because we are required so much within the country. If we go out, the other metros will bring export from outside, which is 10 times the costly. So we are confining to our own metro system in the country. Yes, The latest development is probably Bahrain Metro. We will be constructing now next.
I'm sure the whole world will- we have developed the concept and already as well as project management.
Then my other question is like, past few years, Modi government has bullet. How does GMRC see this bullet train project coming in future and how will it affect the mob in the future?
Bullet train is entirely different thing. Metro is intra-city. Bullet train is fast connectivity between cities. at far distance.
GMRC, it's old Delhi and right now connected to Haryana. Will bullet train be incorporated in DMRC in future or?
No, bullet train runs at 250 kilometer per hour. We have to stop every kilometer. How can you have bullet train in metro? There is no question. They are two different things. Yeah.
They were basically university, you are talking of bullet train, which is going from. Intermediate developments. I was very much fascinated that municipality when I saw this project, they are really going underground from Delhi to there, for example. Creating one kind of rapid corridor for railway. All of this being connected to partly underground and partly on depending upon whatever possible. And it will move much faster.
Correct.
I'm looking for the day when all the trucks which are blocking our road on the expressway, they can be loaded on a train. Train so that they don't destroy the environment, then they can come out and start walking wherever you have more convenience. Thought about, maybe no petroleum will become a reality. And by the time I become really old, maybe personalized life will become a reality. You will disappear from here and appear somewhere else. That is your virtual reality and those kind of things.
We are fighting with the past sins, as I mentioned. We are deficient, already so much deficit. We have to first cover that deficiency. Yes, whatever is coming up, the best thing today is that we are living in a globalized global village. Anything good happens in any part of the world, you immediately get that. So whatever is available in the field of mobility, this will come. There are many things. People are talking hyperloop. People are talking of PRTs. This will take time to become a reality actually, because public transport involves safety, and no system will be immediately put for public use unless we are more than 100% sure that this is safe for people. So safety is so important, and that is why these projects like Hyperloop, PRTs, they are not proliferating so fast. It takes time.
Anybody else?
Metro का maybe easy to travel.
second question first. As I mentioned, it will take about 1.5 years to completely develop the signaling system in this district. Your first question regarding the negative impact of the construction. If you go into the details, you can see our websites and all that, the type of measures we have taken, the type of technologies we have adopted. We have really minimized negative impact of, and not only the metro projects, but many other organizations have learned from us. You can ask from your parents how much a flyover used to take to complete. A Delhi flyover used to take 7 to 8 years to complete. Today, they are also able to do in 1.5 years ahead. It's because of the technology we have brought in and the methodology and the project management system which we have introduced.
Delhi Metro for paving the way for prefabricated construction.
Correct.
मुझे याद है जब मैं IIT में था लोग कहते थे prefabricated no good, empty can never be good. But today we all know that prefabricated structures in the rule of the game. At the moment, all of the flyovers, expressways are on metro for the way. Prefabricated structures are reliable, they are of quality and they are
Good evening, sir. So how is GMRC looking on the boards?
Pardon, I could not hear.
Just, I have a small one. I honestly have seen we have 1,000 ballots. That would be. But just like how AMRC is creating metros, how are
There has to be a balance. You can't eat the cake or have also. So there has to be a balance. If you want metro, there will be some disruption. The whole issue is that how you can minimize that, how you can minimize the negative impact. I just now mentioned, if you go to our website, if you go to the details, how much we are sensitive for environment, sensitive towards the sustainability, and how we have taken measures to ensure that there is minimum impact on the environment. So we don't have metro. Should we not have metro then?
development?
Do you feel it is not with visitor? Then what? Then what? It is, I can only confirm you that this development has been with wisdom. There has not been any action which is not after taking into due consideration the sustainability, environmental degradation. We have done so many things. If you go on our website, you will find we have redeveloped the pond near Delhi University. There was a dried pond for many years. We have redeveloped that. So the development with positive impact is the whole thing. You can think, there is no, but you can ask others, no? Whether they need metro or not. You may not need.
Delhi roads would have not allowed even cars to move had Delhi metro not been there. Seriously, the population of Delhi was only 50 lakhs. Today you are touching 2.5 crores for Delhi. How would you move the mountains without rapid, reliable, safe, and such a sustainable actually transport system that Delhi metro has put together? We are pretty proud of you, Dr. Singh, and each of you have made
I'll give you a figure. But I did not suno jara. There is a system called Mumbai suburban system. Have you heard? Mumbai suburban system, not heard. Please go to the website and find out. Mumbai railway system, suburban railway system, which carries almost 60 lakhs people every day. Very intensive. But there are 15, it's the official figure, 15 casualties daily. 15 casualties daily in Mumbai suburban system, either by runover or by. So we are happy with that system, running for a century. We have a system in Delhi Metro where there has not been even a single case of casualty because of accident. Yes, there are cases of suicide and all that. So the point is that for a civilized society, it is necessary to provide a comfortable, reliable, and a system which really good for the society. Delhi Metro, we believe we have given that. The ladies of Chavdi Bazar, Chandni Chowk, they are visiting Lal Killa, they are visiting India Gate today. They were not visiting before Metro. Delhi Metro has given so much to the society in Delhi.
ऐसा कहा जाता था कि लोगों के बिहेवियर पैटर्न को कैसे चेंज करोगे, ये अच्छी मेट्रो को बनाओगे जापान की तरह, कैसे गारंटी करोगे कि लोग समोसे खाते हुए अंदर ना जाए, कागज के टुकड़े ना फेंके, या हमारे गुटखा खा करके कैसे रहेंगे। लेकिन ये साथ मेट्रो ने एक धराके को परफॉर्म करके दिखाया that if you have great technology enabled systems, people admire it, they use it with caution. And today, our metro really paved the way for creating a neat and clean transportation system, which is better maintained than even what you would see in Tokyo, in the metro city there. I've gone and seen Tokyo metro also. It is better maintained than what London metro is at the moment, what they call the London city. And I think you made the behavioral pattern of the people also change, and they have confirmed your requirement and ensuring that they cooperate with you in maintaining such a nice technology character which you are very proud of them. I want to think of probably that the area we will find that technology will become a very good for respecting the behavior and attitude of the people. These are the great times in which we are moving over to you that policy.
So wait, any questions? Over here. To your right.
Okay.
So question, how safe is our metro? How safe is our metro system to withstand tremors?
You see, are you a civil engineer by background? No.
No.
Okay. Oh, fine. You see, all these civil engineering structures, they are designed to take care of the expected load because of the earthquake. And there are codal provision for that. That for this reason, this area, you will take this type of. There are additional factors on that, factor of safety, an importance factor. So we have taken all those into account. So whatever the guideline available on date as far as making the structure not the earthquake resistant, but to design it for the expected load because of the earthquake. Now, if an earthquake occurs more than that, nothing can happen. Very good. Before I end, I would like to end this thing on a lighter note. आप लोगों ने सुना होगा दिल्ली मेट्रो जो है वो जब काम करती है तो we keep into account the public inconvenience का बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान रखते हैं। तो मैं आपको एक इंसिडेंट सुना रहा हूँ। मेरे पास एक डेलीगेशन आया एक एरिया से कि जी आपकी मेट्रो के काम चल रहे हैं और हमको बड़ी तकलीफ है। हमारा बताइए भी क्या तकलीफ। बोलते जी आपकी जब से मेट्रो का काम शुरू हुआ है हमारे एरिया में पॉपुलेशन बहुत बढ़ी। मैंने कहा भाई ये कैसे हमारे चलते आपकी पॉपुलेशन कैसे बढ़ी। तो उन्होंने कहा रात भर आपकी मशीनें खटपट करती रहती। क्रेन खटपट करती रहती है, तो रात में और क्या करें? तो मैंने कहा भाई ये तो अच्छी वाजिब बात है, आप ठीक है। तो एज यूजुअल हम सब लोगों को यही कहते हैं कि भाई थोड़े दिन बर्दाश्त कर लीजिए और उसके बाद आपको देखिए कितना आराम होगा, मेट्रो आ जाएगी, आपको बड़ी आसानी होगी। तो खैर हमारी लाइन चालू हो गई। हमारी लाइन चालू होगी, जब हमारी लाइन चालू होगी 1 साल बाद फिर वही लोग सब इकट्ठे होके आए, पहले जी प्रॉब्लम फिर भी वहीं की वहीं है, अभी भी पॉपुलेशन बहुत बढ़ रही है। तो मैंने कहा अब क्या हुआ यार, हमारी सारी मशीनें सब कुछ बंद हो गई। तो बोले जी नहीं, पहले जब हम लोग घर लौट के आते थे बसों में धक्के खा के हारे थके आते थे, और अब मेट्रो में जब आते हैं तो फ्रेश आते हैं, तो और क्या करेंगे?
Thank you so much for enlightening us about the very important. Big round of applause for him. Now, and technology to give the word of hands.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Good evening to all of you. It's really going to late. Just bear with us for a few minutes. I'll not take much time. Respected eminent speaker of G20 sensitization lecture, Dr. Mangu Singh ji, former managing director of Delhi Metro Rail Corporation. Dr. Mangu Singh ji has been legend of the country, and not only country, across the world, he is well known. Honorable Founder President Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor Sir, Dr. Asim K. Chauhan, Honorable our Vice Chancellor, Emerging University Haryana, Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Emerging University Haryana, Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar, Director, Academy Staff College of Emerging University Haryana, Rear Admiral K.K. Pandey, Aviation BSM retired, distinguished Dr. Sanjana Beach, Program Director of Academy Staff College, distinguished deans, HOIs, registrar, HODs, esteemed faculties, students, officials of AUS, ladies and gentlemen. Today on this momentous occasion of G20 sensitization lecture, we have been benefited immensely by the illuminating talk on the future of mobility in India, the metro experience, emerging trends and opportunities delivered by our legend Dr. Mangu Singh ji. In his coveted talk, Dr. Singh emphasized on the various indicators such as average road speed, high level of pollution, congestion in traffic, and wastage of time or hours in traveling to move from one point to another, frequent accidents, safety, increase of number of vehicles on the public road, etc. The former managing director, DMRC, also advocated on economic loss due to lack of sustainable public transport system. He has suggested various ways and means by giving salient illustrations of technology development applied in Delhi metro rail system to address these issues to achieve sustainable public transport system. Further, Dr. Singh touched upon rise of global average temperature due to increasing use of fossil fuels in various purposes like thermal power plants, automobiles, etc., which are emitting greenhouse gases and carbon emissions, of course. As per United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change mandate, all the member countries, including India, have to reduce its carbon emission by 30% by 2030 as per Conference of Party Paris December 2015 declaration. DMRC has developed exclusive rating system in collaboration with US Green Building Council for global benchmarking of transit system, he added. I, therefore, on behalf of our respected Honorable President, Sir, Chancellor, Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Vice Chancellor, Sir, Director, Academic Staff College, and on behalf of you all, extend a very and sincere gratitude and sincere thanks to our Dr. Mangu Singh Ji. Sir, we are indeed very much grateful to you for sparing your most valuable time to come to AUS and benefited us by your illuminating talk regarding the Delhi Metro and mobility as a whole. I also take this opportunity to extend our profound thanks and gratitude to our founder President Sir and Chancellor Sir, who are also witnessing this other lecture, and they have motivated us, encouraged us, they have taken keen interest in witnessing us about this lecture. Thank you very much, both of you, sir. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor has always been instrumental and always kind enough to inspire and motivate us to organize such educative and informative lectures to enhance the intellects of students and faculties of Amity University, Haryana. Sir, we are indeed very much grateful to you and your kindness. Our Pro-Vice Chancellor has always been very much kind enough to extend his support, wisdom, and power to make such type of lecture, such type of event a great success. We have touched upon the mobility, we have touched upon the statistics of the Delhi Metro, and he also benefited us by his illuminating talk. Thank you very much, sir. This event has been organized under the aegis of Academy Staff College. That's why our director deserves appreciation and thanks and gratitude for organizing this event in a befitting manner. Dr. Sanjana Willis, who is Program Director of Academy Staff College, she has taken all the initiative to organize this event under the kind guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, and today we are pleased that this event has been concluded as a great success. So my sincere thanks to Dr. Sanjana Willis. My special thanks to all the deans, HOIs, directors, HODs, distinguished faculties, students, all officials of AUS. With this, I finish. Thank you very much.